What's going on, guys? Make sure to subscribe to my channel, otherwise what will happen is basically SpongeBob will jump out of your closet when you get dressed for school/work in the morning and shank you with a colored pencil. That's right, COVID's been a really pain in the ass for SpongeBob. Alright, guys, so today is a story about probably the cringiest kid slash, he's probably the biggest snitch. He's like, for snitch levels, he's more of a bigger snitch than Takashi 69. Like, he would cry about every little detail that bothered him to the principal. He was legit the principal's pet. So, without further ado, let's do this. So, 3, 2, 1, let's get into it. Alright, so this takes place in not 5th grade, 7th and, 7th, 8th, and 8th, and 10th grade. This kid was just a little snitch. Like, what he would do was, like, okay, so, if you, like, when allergy season hits, right, there would be, like, my nose would get clogged up, and then I would be a mouth breather, so I would have to breathe heavily through my mouth. That's how little he got pissed off at me, because I couldn't breathe. He would literally want me to suffocate just so his ears wouldn't hurt. I'm like, bruh, are you kidding me? Then, I remember, and then he told me that, and since I was also in cooking at the time, because, well, it's cooking, and it's the only fun class, because it was just dedicated to cooking, like, so this kid, like, when we did cooking, I would eat kind of weird, like, I would just kind of, like, when I chew a little bit, I'm a little loud, kind of, I'm a loud chewer. I'm not going to say I'm like Joey's World Tour, no. I just kind of am a loud chewer. I sometimes moan a little bit, like I'm in a porno. I don't know why. But I don't, like, eat with my mouth open like Joey, but he says, stop slurping, that was his favorite, so I don't know, he's just, like, he was such a snitch. What made him a snitch about this is if any little thing bothered him or if someone would criticize him, he couldn't handle one sort of criticism. So this kid would literally he would literally go to the principal or a teacher that liked him and totally would fall into him, because he would manipulate the female teachers, like all the female teachers, like he would manipulate them and cry, like, he's like, they're slurping and it's hurting my ears. I'm like, bruh, come on, stop crying. There's no crying in school. And so this, so we're gonna call this kid, let's call him Biff. No, not Biff. Biff is too much of a rich kid name. Let's call him Jeremy. Now, Jeremy was a crybaby. Jeremy would, like, I remember this one time, I said, Jeremy, stop fucking crying, you're being such a pussy. And I said that with emphasis, and he's like, I'm gonna tell you! And I'm like, well, I'm getting suspended. Again. And it was at this point where my dad didn't even like him. Like I said, he's teached a couple times at the school. Like, he's like a teacher for a big, like, part of the school or whatever that is for mostly college people that are going interested in college. So he did that a lot, and my dad did not like him whatsoever. So my dad and I were like, yeah, this guy's annoying. So that was one thing me and my dad related to. And then there was another guy that was in my special ed class for the day, and then the last period when my dad would leave for the day to check on other people that are actually doing jobs and stuff, he would, this guy would, he didn't like him too, and how him and my dad knows, because my dad, after school finishes, sometimes my special ed teacher would stay after a little overtime or whatever. Like, he would stay, like, to get the school ready. I don't know what teachers do at the last minute for school, before school leaves. So I would see him sometimes in there when me and my dad would go when he would do football practice, because a lot of times when we went to football practice, we went to a pub for a little bit. He would get a beer, I would get a Coke. And I just liked the people at that pub. Like, they were cool cool people that loved me there, so that's why I showed up a lot of times. That and they had some good food, so let's be real. So, but to be honest, what got me pissed off about this, when he was crying, he went to, the teacher one day. He's like, he cried because he was like, because I was like, I don't remember what I was doing, like, what I said I was doing, and I was, like, well, I'm getting suspended, and my dad's like, if you get suspended, I'm not grounding you, you're fine. You just gotta tell your mom what happened, and I'll kind of back you up. So I'm like, alright, bet, Dad, cool. Because me and my dad are tight sometimes, but, yeah. And so what happened was, another time, like, after, like, when he tells on people, like, he would, like, it was, like, I think Christmas time, and our cooking class did something special. We watched a movie, and made hot chocolate, and, like, I forget, I think Christmas cookies, I can't remember, it's been a while since we've cooked, but I believe it was, like, Christmas cookies, something Christmas related. And the cooking thing, what we did, is because it was second period, and it wouldn't be done until, like, third period, he wanted to play hooky and spend some time eating Christmas cookies, because how this school thing worked, was I was in a lot of those classes at the time, like, since it's a special ed classroom, I was in a lot of them, like, I was in a majority of them, and two other classes, I would be in two different ones, like, I would be in two different ones that weren't special ed. That's how kind of stressed out the school was for me. So, without that, that's what happened, basically, and he cried, basically, he was crying like a little bitch, to be honest. Crying, total bitch, mate. Because he wanted to stay in, like, one of my creepy teachers, and which I'll give him props for doing this, because he said, no, you can't stay, you gotta go to your class. And the guy that I was telling you about that stays and does the other things with my dad, because helps him take care of the last two bells or whatever, and sometimes is there at the end. Since he's in the special ed classroom in the morning, he's there for a little bit, like. He said, nah, you're not, you gotta go to class. And this kid was crying, and then he literally manipulated, like, the head of, the special ed teacher, because there's, like, below them are like, a boss or whatever, like their boss or whatever, and she was easy to manipulate. She was, he manipulated her a lot, and she just felt bad, because she said that her and him were ganging up. I'm like, bruh. You've never seen him manipulating all of us. It's just not cool. So, he starts crying. Like I said, he gets what he wants. The baby gets what he wants, so. Yeah, that's basically how it happened. I can share some more stories about this kid. To be honest, I feel like if I shared more stories about him, he would probably claim my videos. That's what I'm worried about. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. You guys have a good day. Be safe from SpongeBob.